just going to do a quick remember how sampling works. Sampling works with two main parameters: the number of bits, which is basically the description of the loudness of the signal, and the number of samples per second. So every second, let's say you run at 44K, 44,100 samples per second, it will take 44,100 snapshots of the sound per second. So that's how sampling works. And by playing them at the same speed after, you hear the evolution of the sample or the sound that you're recording. And each of the samples, even the snapshots, they have a quality of number of bits. So 8, 12, 16, today 24 and 32 bits. And these represent the amount of dynamics from the noise floor to the maximum volume. So how can we save space today with these notions? Well, the trick is to actually convert your sample from 44 or 48 to something twice as small or 4 times as small without the system thinking that you actually downgraded the signal. Let me explain. Just talk about the importation of samples. And a lot of systems import, but they do convert when you import the sample into them. Real hardware samplers, in my view, and in my days, in the 90s, they would be able to run samples from different sampling rate. You could have a sample at 44, 22, 11 sample rate per second, and you would play them one side by side, and it would be able to play these different sampling rate without any problem. Now, some devices today converts it into its own main system, let's say 44 all the time. If I'm using a sampling rate of 11, the highest frequency rates that it can record is half the speed of the frequency rate is the highest frequency that you can record in the sound. So you take 11 divided by 2, 5,500. That's the highest frequency that will be in the content of that sound. Okay, that's the logic. So what I'll do, I'll cheat the internal system to say they're already at 44. Do not make them convert the sampling rate. Because right now they've got, in this case, 11,000 samples per second. And I want to keep that. So I'm going to say, okay, this one, sampling rate, the playback, I want it to be 44.1. Okay. And I'm going to save this. So now this one, if I play it, it's too fast. Not a problem. We will change the speed inside the sampler.